are back. The sports show to be named later. Anyway.
We need to get Dad. We need to get a profile picture.
We have okay. We'll figure something out. So what we have today is the third part of our series. We did our AL standing predictions, right? Then we did our NL, and now we're gonna do our postseason bracket, right?
Yeah, but you know what's weird?
What?
We'll call it the sports show to be named later, but we only talk about baseball, basically.
We talk about a few other things. Like right now, we're gonna have to interrupt and just acknowledge that the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Buffalo Bills just now.
I knew it.
And that wasn't fun to watch, being a Pittsburgh fan, a Steelers fan.
I don't understand.
Yeah, but also Enrico's favorite team, your favorite team's the Chiefs, right?
I'm a bandwagon. I don't know anything about football.
I know, but
you're a bandwagon.
But you want to be.
I know Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, whose bandwagon are you on? Taylor Swift's?
What? You probably just made a ton of
Chiefs fan?
Well, she's married to Travis Kelce, who's on the Chiefs. So,
I don't know if she's married to him.
Well, not married. They're dating.
They're dating.
Yeah. So yeah, I got Chiefs beat the Dolphins and the Chiefs, and we would have versed the Chiefs. The Steelers would have versed the Chiefs if they won. Actually, no, they would have versed the Ravens. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Never mind.
Baltimore kicked them, right?
We beat the Ravens.
Why are you saying we? You're not on the team.
Well, I'm talking about all Steelers fans.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
When you refer to a team, you say we.
No,
you're like us Yankees fans.
Are you Steelers?
When you talk smack about baseball, you say we got Marcus Stroman, or we won the Cy Young. We won the AL Cy Young because we have Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is part of the Yankees, right?
No, you say the Yankees. The Yankees pitcher Garrett Cole has won the Cy Young award. That's what you say.
No, you don't. When you're talking smack, I'm saying you say.
If anybody's an expert at talking smack, it's Nicholas.
You say we're the best team in baseball. Like, we have the best team. You don't say the Yankees have the best team. Who is my favorite team?
But you say you have the Yankees.
Yeah, but
all right. Let's move on.
Us Mets.
We have to figure out our teams now. We're running out of time here. Okay, so Nicholas, your three teams, your division winners. On the AL side was the Yankees, Orioles. I'm sorry, Yankees, Twins, and Astros. Right. So out of those three, what is going to be
my number one seed?
Your number one seed.
So my number one seed is the Astros. My number two seed is the Yankees, and the number three by far is the Twins.
And your number three is going to be the Twins, right?
Yeah, I think the Twins will be one game over 500 and still win the division.
Well, we'll go to Enrico in a little bit. So those are your three division winners. That's how they're going to win. That means for the first round, the Astros and the Yankees will get a bye. And the Twins are going to play...
The Twins are going to play the worst wild card team.
The worst wild card. So what are you going to give me? You're going to give me your wild card best to worst? Or are you going to start with the worst?
I'll just say whoever went first. So the Orioles, the worst. I think the worst wild card team versus the Twins. The Orioles versus the Twins. Then I think it's going to be the Blue Jays and they versus the Rangers.
So you have the Twins taking on the Orioles in the first wild card game. And the Blue Jays taking on the Rangers in the second wild card game, with the Astros and Yankees both having the bye. Enrico, how about you? So just to give you a little refresher, your three teams, you had Baltimore winning the East, you had the Twins winning the Central, and you had the Rangers winning the West. So, what are your number one and number two seeds?
Orioles and Rangers.
Orioles and Rangers. In that order, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now your first wild card game, starting with the division winner, which would now be the Twins, right? Who are the Twins going up against, or do you want to do your first wild card game?
I think I have the Twins versus the Blue Jays.
Now, the Blue Jays are your third place team in the AL East. So that means you have the Yankees making a wild card spot, right? And so your Yankees will be facing who?
Oh.
The Yankees are versus the Astros.
So then it's up to me now. So I had the Orioles, and I'm going to continue to have the Orioles as my 1 seed. I am going to have Seattle as my 2 seed. I picked Cleveland to win the Central, and they are going to take on Minnesota. And then my other wild card matchup will be the Yankees and Astros in the wild card.
I'll break the news to you. That's never going to happen. There's not going to be 2 winners, 2 postseason teams in the AL Central. Like, who's better, the Guardians or the Rangers? Or the Twins or the Rangers?
Twins?
Especially when the Rangers most likely are going to get Josh Hader.
My bad. What?
I could be completely off, but those are my picks. Those are my picks, and I'm sticking with it. So now, go back to Nicholas. So now your first wild card game between the Twins and the Orioles. Who's winning that game?
The Orioles.
The Orioles. So the Orioles will go on to play
the Astros.
The Astros. And between Texas and Toronto?
Oh, definitely Rangers. Definitely.
Definitely the Rangers, and they will go on to play your Yankees, right? Enrico, you have Minnesota and Toronto. Who's winning that game?
Twins.
You have Minnesota winning that matchup.
Against who?
Against Toronto.
Well, that happened this year. The Twins won 2-0.
Exactly.
I think that
I'm not hating on them. I think
the thing is that the Twins are cutting payroll this year, so like they're spending less money.
Okay, back to you, Enrico. Yankees, Astros. Who's winning that wild card matchup?
Nicholas is probably gonna be mad, but the Astros.
Oh, God.
No, I can see it. I think that's gonna happen. I think that would happen too.
So, Enrico, you have the Battle of Texas, the Rangers and the Astros going at it in the ALDS, and you have the Twins and the Orioles facing off as well. So, I am going to say that the Guardians beat the Twins. I am actually going to have the Yankees beating the Astros. So that is the ALDS bracket for me. So now moving forward, Nicholas, going back to you, you have Houston and Baltimore.
Houston and Orioles and the Yankees versus the Rangers.
So who do you have winning those matchups?
The Astros beat the Orioles and the Yankees beat the Rangers.
And the Yankees beat the Rangers.
That one was kind of tough for me, Yankees, Rangers.
Because it's your 2 favorite teams?
Yes. No, so not like tough like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like tough like because they're both like almost even and like how good they are.
Enrico, you have the Twins and the Orioles. Mm-hmm. What do you think's happening there? You think the Orioles go for it? Mm-hmm. And now in your Battle of Texas, who wins the Lone Star State Championship?
So I have the Rangers winning the AL West matchup, but I have Houston winning this battle.
Oh, so it's going to be Houston? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I do have the Rangers winning the AL West, but the Houston makes it to
right. But the wild card Astros.
Yeah.
So now that means you have the Orioles and the Astros in your ALCS.
Yeah.
I am going between the Guardians and the Orioles. I am going Orioles. And I am going Yankees into the ALCS. I don't know. I'm hating my pick already, but
I think that's an amazing pick.
I would hate your pick as well.
Yankees over Mariners all day. The Mariners sell.
I don't
Like,
have
they
the
sold
man.
like Eugenio Suarez. They sold like all their players. So like, how are they gonna beat the Astros and Rangers
I don't have them when you ask.
when they get rid of all their people?
Okay, Nicholas, just tell us your ALCS.
Oh, my ALCS, the Astros and Yankees. Do I say it?
Go ahead, say it.
The Astros.
The Astros. You have the
Finally,
Astros
the truth
taking out
comes out.
the Yankees.
The Astros are just better, but like in a few years, the Astros will not be better than the Yankees.
Took you long
Rodon
enough to say
Alvarez will
that.
not be on
It
the
took you long
Astros.
enough to say that.
We have Alvarez isn't locked up. They're getting like people are getting up there in age. Like Jose Altuve is like the only player left on the 2017 roster.
Again, anything could happen. These are just very early predictions. I like your frame right there, Enrico. That was pretty cool. Do that again. There
Yes.
you go. I see. All right, Enrico, you are up. Orioles, Astros. Who's winning? And I gotta say this: me and Nicholas, and me and Enrico both have something in common. Me and Nicholas both have the Yankees losing in the ALCS, and me and Enrico both have the Orioles going to the World Series.
It's like your first name and middle name. You and Enrico have the same first name. Me and you have the same middle name.
That's right. That's right.
And we all have the same last name.
All right, so now let's
It's like we
go.
all have the Dodgers winning the World Series, right?
Don't know about that. Let's see what happens. So, Nicholas, you have
My NL is very weird.
Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers. I'm assuming the Dodgers are your 1 seed.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that the Braves are
Yes.
your 2 seed, which makes
And
the
the Cubs.
Cubbies your 3 seed going into the wild card matchup.
My NL is very debatable, but it's very like dark.
They're all debatable.
Like it's very out there.
Go ahead. What do you got?
So who's? Oh my wild card teams.
Yeah.
So my 6th seed, the Diamondbacks, they versus the Cubs.
So you
And
have
then five-
you have the 6 seed. Okay, as the Diamondbacks taking on
The
the
5
Cubbies.
seed, the 5 seed is the Reds, and the 4 seed is the Phillies.
That's pretty interesting. Enrico, your 3 teams were the Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers. Very similar to what Nicholas had,
Because it's obvious.
because it's obvious. So who's your 1 seed? Same as Nicholas?
Dodgers.
Okay. So you got the Dodgers, and then the 2nd seed is
Braves.
the Braves.
Yeah.
And then your 3rd seed obviously is going to be the Cubbies. And the Cubbies are going to take on who?
For me, it's Cubs versus Padres.
It's Cubs versus Padres.
Padres making it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis.
Yeah, it
They
just seems
they
weird
might
that
have
you-
Blake Snell. They have a good team.
You had the Padres coming in 3rd place in your NL West. So that
Right.
means the Diamondbacks are going to be one of your wild card teams. Is that correct? And who is your other wild card team?
Phillies versus the D-backs.
The Phillies and the D-backs.
We don't know who's gonna win that.
Hold
So for
on,
me,
Nicholas.
I'm joking.
it was very similar to you guys. I had Dodgers and Braves as my buys. In that order. I had Milwaukee. I was the only one who had Milwaukee making the playoffs. And I'm going to have Milwaukee against the Giants. And then I am going to have the Reds taking on the Phillies. That is my prediction for the wild card round. All right, now we go into the NLDS. Who do you have winning between the Cubs and the D-backs?
The Cubs by far.
The Cubs by far.
Yeah, I know the D-backs got so much better, but I still think in the postseason it was just mostly luck, so they're gonna get a lot worse.
So that means the Cubs will take on the Dodgers. And then in your second wild card matchup, you have the Reds and the Phillies. Who's winning that matchup?
The Reds beat the Phillies.
You have the Reds beating the Phillies. So that means the Reds will take on the Braves. So Enrico, you have the Cubs and the Padres. Who's winning that matchup?
Nicholas has the Cubs beating a lot of good teams, but I have them losing.
So do you have the Padres winning?
Yes.
Okay. So the Padres will go on to take on your Dodgers. Now between the Phillies and the D-backs, who wins that matchup?
D-backs.
D-backs are going to beat the Phillies.
The NOS
is a strong
division.
What?
The NOS is a strong division.
Yeah, it's a very strong division. I'm going to skip. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to say that the Reds beat the Phillies, and the Reds will go on to take on the Braves.
The Reds are better than the Phillies. Actually, probably not true, but still.
I am going to say the Brewers move on to take on the Dodgers. As much as I wanted to see the Giants and Dodgers go at it, it's going to be Brewers and Dodgers.
I just don't think the Brewers they don't really have a good team. Like, they're getting rid of two of their aces.
Nicholas, you have the Cubs and the Dodgers. Who's winning that matchup?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Taking off the Cubs. Taking out the Cubs.
I know I said the Dodgers were going to choke, but we'll see. We'll just see. All right.
All right. And now, between the Reds and the Braves.
The Reds.
You got the Reds. All right. I like it. I like it. Enrico, you have the Dodgers and the Padres. Who's winning that?
Who do you think?
I'm going to say you have the Dodgers.
Yes.
Okay. And then between the D-backs and the Braves?
A-B-S.
Okay.
A-B-E-S. My bad, I spelled it wrong.
I have the Dodgers taking on the Reds, just like Nick. Who's going to the World Series, Nick? Will it be the Dodgers or will it be the Reds?
Enrico, would you be mad if I put the Reds in?
I wouldn't be mad. I'd just be in shock.
Alright, well, I think it's gonna be a nail biter, super close. Like one of the most I think it's gonna be like the Rangers and Astros. I think the Dodgers are gonna beat the Reds.
You do think the Dodgers?
Yeah, in 7.
It's
Dodgers in 7. So we have Dodgers and Braves for Enrico. Who's taking it? Who's going to the World Series, Enrico?
Dodgers.
Dodgers. I have the upset. I'm calling Reds. Reds.
That's what I needed that.
I've got the upset. So Nicholas has the Dodgers and the Astros going to the World Series. Okay, so who's winning your World Series prediction?
Dodgers.
Dodgers. He's got the Dodgers taking it all.
I really don't know if I agree with this yet, but it's just early predictions, so I guess
It's an early prediction. Enrico, you have the Orioles and the Dodgers. Who's taking it?
Hold on a second. Come on.
He's gonna pull it. All right, Dad, you go first. Oh.
This guy.
The Dodgers.
We can't see him. That was a little lame.
So the two of you have the Dodgers.
All right, Dad, drum roll.
So mine is between the Orioles and the Reds. I have the two young teams. And
I don't agree with the Orioles, yeah.
I'm going Orioles.
Come on.
And that's it. Orioles taking it all. There is a celebration in Baltimore in October.
I don't agree, but I mean,
that's what predictions are. That's the beauty of the show.